championships. We go distance when we come back. Too many laps to count ahead of those guys. A whole slew of men ready for the 5K. We head now to the 5,000, 25 laps, and you see the meet record. Chris Selinski in 06, 13:51, and the qualifying time is 13:48. And as we head into the 5K, it's a 3-point lead right now for Wisconsin over Purdue. The defending champion in this event is Lex Williams of Michigan.
That's right. He's run 13:47 down in Fayetteville, Arkansas in the Tyson meet. We've got Mike Torsha, the sophomore from Minnesota, that's run 14:06.
A couple of other guys to watch. You see Balio from Ohio State, his teammate Ely as well. Anybody else catch your attention off that board?
Micah Van Denen from Iowa, who's formerly from Illinois as a high school prep, and he was second in last year's race in 14:09. He's going to definitely be a factor. Matt Withrow from Wisconsin has the talent to be in the top 4 if he can just find the right race on the right day.
And some names like Jeff Sean, Brandon Bethke, guys that have already competed in the 3,000 and or the mile. The mile, of course, prelims and a final. So you got some tired legs out there. It's a situation with a lot of coaches. You just throw guys out there and see what happens here in the final distance event.
But the mile went so slow today at 4:22. They basically only raced the last 4 laps. There will be some lactic acid, but that overall fatigue factor from the mile, they didn't run fast enough. These 5,000 meter guys should have been cheering for somebody to take it out.
So Craig, I want to ask you, who is your favorite as we embark on these 25 laps in the 5,000?
I have to go with anybody from Wisconsin. Just like in football, the 12th man, this crowd is going to help the runners in the 5,000.
And what kind of a pace do you expect? Will somebody who doesn't have tired legs, who this is their first event of the weekend, will someone like that take it out?
Well, they should. The fact of the matter is the trend today has all been slow tactical races. And from what I can see, it's at least a medium pace. But we'll let you know from lap to lap here how they're going.
Again, it's 25 laps.
It's like the 10,000 meter on the outdoor track on the inside.
Forrest Tanipa, a senior from Minnesota, on the early pace. 1 lap in, and 24 to go for Tanipa from the Golden Gophers, and it's packed in there at a very comfortable pace for these guys to start out.
Well, it's a little bit crowded with 29 guys. This is the biggest indoor field in the 5,000 or 3 mile that I've seen. They did that because they eliminated the slow heat that only had 4 or 5 guys at 1 o'clock. So they threw them all in. Personally, if everybody respects the space of everybody else, it'll be fine. By the mile, it'll thin out.
Forrest Tanipa, senior from Minnesota, is on the pace, and on his shoulder, number 14, a junior from Wisconsin. That's Matt Withrow. You talked about him at the top of this race. He's one of those guys to keep in mind.
Well, he had a very disappointing race in the 3,000 in front of his home crowd. I mean, he ran 13:35 for 5,000 meters, I believe, as a freshman, as a redshirt freshman here at Wisconsin Outdoors. And he's capable of more than what he showed in 3,000 yesterday.
Couple guys up there. Eric McTaggart, a senior from Iowa. You see him running in 4th place right now. In 3rd, that's Matt Silva, a sophomore from Purdue, who had a great anchor leg in the final event last night in the distance medley relay.
He pulled them up to unexpected points to get 2nd place, I believe. No, he got 3rd. They got 3rd place in the distance medley. And I'm telling you, that could be tough for Purdue. That's really helped them a great deal. They were 68 to 69 at the quarter mark after 2 laps.
Forrest Tanipa from Minnesota is in the lead, followed by Matt Withrow up there for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Withrow tends to favor that headband just like his teammate Jagger did for Wisconsin. You can tell those guys in the crowd with those headbands. Now Withrow has got to be, they know that this team race is tightening up. This 5,000 is the big chance for Wisconsin to blow the lead back up again. Purdue has been closing that gap with a lot of events. We're still waiting for that heptathlon to come in with 4 Minnesota guys. Right now, though, Purdue is trying to nip at the heels of Wisconsin, and this is the big event for Wisconsin to put them back down again.
Fans, the voice you're hearing is the voice of Craig Virgin, a 9-time Big Ten champion, and more impressively, a 3-time Olympian at 10,000 meters. But this is only 5K, Craig, but it really is very similar to the 10K outdoor. You got all kinds of laps And there's a lot of tactics that goes on with this race.
Well, again, I'm not quite sure what the 800-meter mark is. I'll have it in just a second. The pace is decent, but not great. If I'm one of these fresh guys, and Jeff C., I saw from Ohio State, must have dropped out of the race. He thought he'd run enough. Evidently, they don't think they're in the team race enough for him to sacrifice one more race. But if I'm somebody in the race that's fresh, I would take it faster than what's going on. This was my event. The 2 mile, the 3 mile, that's what I specialized in indoors, and they're running a little bit slower than I would prefer right now.
Where's Tatanipa continues to take the pace from Minnesota. And on his outside is Matt Withrow of Wisconsin, and coming up from Iowa, Landon Peacock. I should say from Iowa, he had a different number there. Eric McTaggart, senior from Iowa, right there in the mix right now. But you see, from Iowa, wearing number 17 in second place right now. And that is Micah Van Denen, ranked number 26 in America right now. The senior from Iowa, Van Denen, coming up right now to challenge Tatanipa.
Well, when they're 4 abreast, they're going way too slow, man.
Can Wisconsin pull away? Still plenty to go here in the 5,000 meters. Heading into this event, it was Wisconsin by 3 over Purdue. The conclusion of the 5K after this. We continue in the 5,000 meters. Hassan Mead, who was 3rd earlier in the meet in the 3K, has come up to get to the shoulder of his teammate Forrest Tatanipa, who has had the pace in his 5K for most of the way as we are nearing the 8-minute mark in the 5,000.
Well, they're running 36 seconds a lap, and that's 72 seconds a quarter. That's way too slow for this quality of the field. You see, when you see guys bunched up 3, 4, 5 abreast, they're running too slow for the guys that don't have a big kick.
So it's Hassan Mead taking over the pace from Minnesota. They were only 4:44 at the mile, and that just furthers your case of this being a very slow pace to this point.
Van Denen from Iowa, he's run 14:07. He was, I forget what he did last year's race. I guess he was 2nd last year. He's got to make this pace go faster soon.